earliest newspapers in the United States were partisan. That is, they openly supported particular political causes. At the time of the American Revolution and in the early years of the Republic, the goal of many publications was to sway public opinion in favor of a particular leader or policy. Journalists took sides, and the presentation of the news was hardly objective. In the late 19th century, as newspapers vied for readership, many focused on what came to be called yellow journalism, or the sensationalism of the news. The intent was to attract readers and increase circulation. This style of journalism was at its height in the 1890s, when some argue the media helped push the United States into the Spanish-American War. Today, many internet sites employ the tactic of yellow journalism, such as eye-grabbing headlines and arresting visuals, often to promote highly partisan causes and often providing misleading or erroneous information. In the late 19th and early 20th century, growing corporate power and political corruption spurred the reform-minded progressive movement. Progressive journalists engaged in a type of journalism that came to be called muckraking, in which they detailed political and economic corruption. Today, most mainstream media outlets strive to remain nonpartisan and provide correct and factual information and news coverage. The work of modern investigative journalists reflects the muckraking tradition. These reporters provide in-depth stories on complex issues that often reveal questionable actions by public officials, business leaders, or prominent members of society. Until the 1920s, when radios became available, newspapers were the main form of reporting the news. With radio, news coverage changed from lengthy pieces to brief summaries of major events. Public figures could speak directly to the people. During his presidency from 1933 to 1945, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt took advantage of the changing media environment to address the American people through the radio in what were called fireside chats, without his comments being filtered through the press. In the 1950s and 1960s, televisions became fixtures in people's homes. Presidents began giving televised press conferences, and television news organizations began covering congressional hearings and the political parties' national conventions. News organizations could use powerful visuals as well as sounds to tell a story, and this had a profound impact on how Americans interpreted events such as the Civil Rights Movement of the 1950s and 1960s and the Vietnam War of the 1960s and 70s. The information revolution brought on by the internet changed news media further. Individuals gained even more access to news and commentary on the news from a vast array of sources. Political movements and campaigns were changed by social media and the internet. Individuals are just as easily able to communicate about politics with nearby neighbors as they are with strangers across the world, and groups can build far-flung support networks for specific causes. Importantly, these media pose some disadvantages. People can find themselves in a filter bubble or be restricted to hearing only a single side of important public debates. Social media can also create an echo chamber in which certain ideas and beliefs are reinforced through repetition without the inclusion of competing ideas.